Yes, now bless now, people. Let's not forget the rest now. It's King of the Pit TV. We're listening to Pavement tonight with their album Slanted and Enchanted. Alright, Two States is the title of this one. If I can't comment on too much, I might throw Perfume V or Perfume 5 perhaps into the mix, which is, the track from there on. Let's jump in, yeah? Track 10. Interesting. So we've got another fall reference here. Now, I don't know who Marquis Smith is, but someone says, wow, Marquis Smith was right. Still love Pavement though, lol. And then we've got a little thread here. Someone says, I love that quote from Steve Hanley's autobiography where he says, an American band called Pavement have been doing really well for themselves by re-recording Grotesque. So that must be an album where this album is inspired by, maybe indirectly or directly, Quite funnily, someone says their worst songs resemble The Fall. Yeah, fascinating. We've got some politics here. Christopher states, I think we need Palestine as one state. And Vince McDonald says, my thoughts immediately. I don't think Malcolmus has the best politics around this either, unfortunately. When you say the best politics, you're speaking on your own personal opinion. Let's be real, there is no best politicking. As long as two people are arguing, it's not the best politic, is it? When we get along and shake hands and say, what, we can live in harmony to some degree or another, maybe that's the best politic. But, it's fascinating because politics have been shoved down my throat disregarding, the conflicts of the world today. It's amazing, isn't it? You get social media to keep in touch with your family, and now you look at social media and it's just a pure brainwash vehicle. You know what I mean? I can't even put it into words. Like what social media is now is very dark and demonic. So someone says, my thoughts immediately, blah, blah, blah. Oddly enough, Built to Spill's Israel's song came on today. It was making me dive into the meaning of that song. Also Israel's song by Silverchair. I was speaking to my friend about biblical prophecy the other day, an Abrahamic biblical, Abrahamic prophecy in religion. It's called eschatology. It's the study or the philosophy of end world philosophy, for lack of better terms. And each of the books, whether it be the Torah and the Judaic tradition, and the other books in relation to the Judaic tradition, the Holy Bible, the New Testament, and the Quran, the end time prophecy all entwines as one, making you think, it's almost as if these books were written to fulfill and resolve the great master plan that has been established from the start of this to now. And what's fascinating is we're alive during these moments. And when you're younger, you see people talk about the end times and now and so forth. And it's fascinating because you think, oh, what a ridiculous person. The end times are all times and so forth. And then I'm slowly starting to become one of them people, thinking if it's not in my lifetime, the generation that comes after is going to exist potentially through the change. And I'm not gonna go full conspiracy here, but in reference to globalization, one world government, and, you know, whatever you would consider World War III to be, and, you know, fake alien invasions and stuff like that, which sounds a bit outlandish, but, you know, it's not stuff I'm going to discuss on this particular channel. Let's go. That's disregarding AI and, you know, the mark of the beast per se, but they said that the jabs were the mark of the beast and stuff, so I think, you know, they're a little bit confused in that regards, okay? Same with the digital identification, which supposedly is the mark of the beast, and you've got Neuralink and stuff, which is supposedly the mark of the beast. What is it? And has it already come, you know? But anyway, just to finish off, no matter how these three major religions disagree with each other, they all get along together and say it's prophecy and it's just fine and we should get to this end result. I might not believe what you believe in when it comes to the coming of the Antichrist that you perceive in a different manner. And the Islamists believe a big, huge army is going to come and storm Israel and stuff. And Israel is sort of fulfilling their prophecy by building what they're building. And there's going to be this, you know, building of the third temple of Solomon. And in doing so, they have to destroy. And it's all biblical prophecy. And it's all happening before your very eyes. Yeah, I'm going to, you know, I'm going to stop. I want love around the world, you know? It's never gonna happen. We're animals. We're animals. Who does he sound like? Who does he sound like when he says culture? There's no culture. He sounds like a frontman. A punk rock frontman. Sounds like a little bit like Terry Hall and the Specials. During like the more spoken wordy bit. Gary, do you like the Specials? I think the Specials are, or were, one of the greatest bands of all time. Phenomenal. They were a band that exemplified racial harmony and the collaboration of culture very well. Very well. I think that's why the national, what they call it, the NS, the National Socialists, and the neo-Nazi movements and stuff. I think that's why. You tell me, right? But because the initial Nazis were skinheads, so why they started shaving their head and dressing up like a culture that promoted the opposite, promoted racial harmony, makes me think that the skinhead movement of the 80s with the National Front and so forth, the time I wasn't on planet Earth during, or maybe one of my past lives was walking around doing their thing. But, hey, maybe maybe that was me at the match in the past life. But it wasn't. But the idea that they took the image of something that was promoting harmony and people getting together and an adoration and a unification of black and white people and black and white culture, and then they completely demonized it and made the term skinhead a symbol of hate and division. That sounds like an inside job, does it not? That sounds like... I've never come across any reference to any hand in that movement, but does that not seem like that's what it was for? Do you know? The term woke used to be in relation to having your third eye open. You're woke, you're awake, you're not asleep no more. And then it got attached to left-wing politics. Whoa. I thought this was a good tune. Right, continuing onwards, we're going to have a very woke listen through to the rest of this album, yeah? I'm going to change this channel name to King of the Woke, alright? And yeah, let's continue on. I thought that was a good tune. That was very punk rock, you know, that was a very punk rock tune. I'll see you on the next video, yeah? Perfume V. I'll try stop chatting shit about social engineering on this one, yeah? Peace.